It's happening, finally. Okay, I updated all my drivers, made all the space I could on my drive. We should be good. Let's do this. Okay, how bad is this gonna be? 3 days? 3 days? I didn't even know Steam showed you download times in days. I knew my internet was bad, but I wasn't expecting this. Jesus Christ. Okay, before we start, let's go quickly over a couple things. This is not a full review of the game. I had time to put 20 hours into it so far. I don't think I've even done a third of the main questline. I've been exploring, learning the new mechanics, and enjoying myself taking it slow. So this is gonna be more of a first impression, what to expect kind of thing. Which is good, because I wasn't planning on sharing any spoilers anyways. I'm not even gonna talk about the story that much, and I'm only gonna show you some footage from the very early stages of the game, here pretty much, and everything else, that's it. If it was me, I would close this video right now. You don't want to rob yourself out of the joy and excitement of entering the zone again, discovering everything by yourself, especially if you played the OG game, but it's also true for new players discovering the Stalker franchise for the first time. With that being said, if you're still here and want a little peek into what's waiting for you, the good, the bad, and everything in between, here we go. So my first worry was obviously performance. It doesn't matter if you have an amazing game in your hands if you can't run it properly in the first place, or if it's a giant, unoptimized, buggy mess. And we all know that Stalker games have some real baggage here. I'm playing and recording all this on a 3-year-old mid-range laptop with a 360, so if we look at the specs, that's putting me slightly above the minimum requirements, but not by much. So I was planning on being happy if I could run the game on low settings and keep a steady 30 FPS at 1080p. I was basically going in with the lowest expectations possible, not to be disappointed. Turns out it's actually not that bad. I was kinda surprised. I'm running the game fine on medium settings actually, not low, with around 40-45 FPS in the wild, and yeah, around 30 in busy areas where there's a lot of people and stuff happening. So not great, but not terrible. At least that's better than what I was expecting. And that's without frame generation. I have around 15 FPS more if I turn it on, but I don't really like the look and feel of it. The latency kind of gives me a headache. And the game runs perfectly fine on low settings, but it's kind of ugly, so yeah, I'd rather take the lower FPS and enjoy a prettier game. There are still some areas that gave me some pretty big FPS drops, like in the low 20s, which is kind of an issue if you're in a fight, for example. It's a bit random, so there's definitely some work on optimization to be made for sure. But overall, with the specs I have, it's running much better than I thought. Some part of me was convinced I wouldn't be able to do this video, and here we are, so that's good. I didn't get any stuttering, which almost kind of feels wrong for a Stalker game, but that's a good thing. And the loading times are surprisingly fast, which is a plus, because you kind of die a lot in this game, but we'll talk about difficulty later. In terms of bugs, I didn't get anything game-breaking yet. We'll see. Again, I'm only at half the main questline so far, but it's looking good. There was some annoying stuff, audio issues, freezes that needed me to restart the game a couple times, and little things like this, but most of them have been already patched while I was recording this video, so I think the devs are really on top of polishing everything they can right now, and there's probably gonna be another update on release day on top of it, so I'm not too worried on that part so far. There's of course some silly stuff here and there, but it wouldn't be a true Stalker game without some jank, so that's fine by me, just making the experience as real as you can. The zone is absolutely gorgeous, in a wild, mysterious and creepy way. The amount of detail in the environment is impressive, and the first time I had the chance to climb high up and look around, see what was waiting for us, the power plant in the distance, the antenna, I was so excited. We are so back, baby. You don't know how much I envy the people that will be able to run the game with the highest settings. It's already beautiful on medium, so I can't imagine what it's like up there. By the way, I'm still getting familiar with the game right now, so I left all the HUDs and UI gimmicks enabled while I get started. I only turned my cursor to a dot so far, but you can turn off and customize everything you don't like, and that's probably what I'll do soon, for a more authentic experience, let's say. Especially things like marking enemies on the compass and stuff like this. I'm happy it's here for people who might want it, but it kinda kills the immersion. The weather can go from a beautiful sunny day to a powerful storm in an instant, then move to an eerie, quiet fog slowly creeping on you. It really adds to the unpredictable, supernatural aspect of the zone, and it makes you feel very small, on top of looking amazing and super atmospheric. And I'm not gonna show you an emission, I think everybody needs to experience it by themselves for the first time. But overall, I've been loving the graphics and general feel of the zone. I haven't enjoyed exploring a game that much in a long time, probably why I didn't progress the main questline that much. From what I read and seen so far, the game is huge. Around 40 hours to finish the main questline, and closer to 100 if you want to do all the side missions, want to discover everything, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I've been taking my time, doing all the side missions, exploring everywhere, and you have to explore and find the loot and stashes hidden a bit everywhere if you want to survive. So exploration is fun, but very rewarding too. There's a ton of scripted events on top of the new A-Life doing its thing with random encounters and fights all the time. The zone really feels alive, but you still feel very lonely in the middle of all this. So far, I think they really nailed the atmosphere, and it's a true Stalker experience. And don't get me started on underground areas. We all know how scary they can be, and this new Stalker will definitely give you some very familiar PTSD. It truly is a horror game at times. For new players, it's gonna be a brand new world to explore, and for veterans of the game, things will feel familiar but completely unpredictable at the same time. You're gonna be on edge, never knowing what to expect, and I absolutely love it. Oh, that's the thing that's making all this noise. Damn, some of these new anomalies look amazing. I'm wondering if we can find something there. Oh. Wait, is it sucking me in? Oh fuck! Oh fuck! No, okay, it's definitely sucking me in. Okay, run! Jesus Christ! Okay, we're not getting close to this. It looks cool though, but I'm not gonna investigate more for now. So yeah, there's a lot of new anomalies, some very unique places. I'm gonna show you a bit the poppy field because we all saw it in a lot of the promo material, and it was really nice to finally be able to go there. But believe me, a beautiful place like this, in the zone, it's definitely hiding something. As I said, I'm not gonna go into the story here, this is for you to discover, but the writing in general has been great so far. The bantering between stalkers, the jokes, the random conversation you can jump in or you pick up on, a lot of details has been put in the world building. And story-wise, nothing is black and white. There's no real good or bad side to take. It's all shades of grey with a sprinkle of betrayal and people just doing what they have to do to survive. There's a lot of ways to finish most missions. You will be tempted many times by people to take some very disputable decisions. Whether you decide to kill, betray, or simply trust people is on you at the end. And there's 4 different endings to the main questline, depending on the most important choices you make. So I'm assuming the game has a pretty good replayability. There's a lot of cutscenes which I enjoy, especially for a first playthrough, when you're really into the plot and discovering the different characters. Kinda reminds you that this is a story-driven game, first and foremost, and you can skip everything anyway if you're not into these things or on your next playthrough, so that's all fine by me. I'm playing in Veteran. I'm I'm not gonna say it's a mistake, but the game has been pretty hard so far. I mean, it's really like the OG games here. If you save scum all the time, yeah, you'll be mostly fine, but if you pace yourself a bit and embrace the challenge, every encounter becomes special and you have to be ready for it. You need plenty of medicine on you at all times, something to deal with radiation, food, energy drinks because stamina can get an issue very quickly, making sure your weapons are in good condition. Every day is basically a new expedition. I've had many fights where I thought I was prepared and I ran out of ammo and had to improvise or simply run away. A group of fleshies, for example, that used to be the most innocuous thing, is a real scary encounter now. Enemies are smart, have new mechanics, even experienced players are gonna need to learn to fight them again. And you cannot reload or switch weapons while sprinting. I still don't know if I love it or hate it, but it completely changes the dynamic of the fights. You can't kite mutants that easily anymore, you cannot really cheese them that much, and you really need a game plan if you want to survive. Remember that you can lure them into anomalies to kill them. This is gonna be really useful. The AI of other stalkers is pretty good, nothing much to write about so far, it's okay. They get cover, they try to flank you, they communicate with each other when they try to push you if you hide. They love grenades a bit too much in my opinion, but that's pretty much it. My only real issue so far with the game, in terms of gameplay, so outside of the performance optimization thing, is the gunplay. But I have a hard time explaining in plain words what I feel is wrong. I don't know if it's your character movement, how the recoil feels, or even how you react when you get hit, but it kind of feels a bit sluggish. Enemies are not bullet sponges, and you die very fast too, but I don't find the gunfights intense or immersive even. Which is weird, because the animations are great, the weapons look and sound great, but I don't know, there's something missing. I cannot put my finger on it exactly yet. I really want to know what you guys think about that, because honestly that's my only issue with the game right now. I feel the gunplay is a bit lacking, and I have a hard time expressing it clearly, which is very frustrating. Maybe I'm missing something, or it needs to grow on me, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still loving the gunfight, but I feel there could be like a little bit more something to make them amazing. And I haven't talked about the gear yet, all the weapons, the upgrades, all the base mechanics and trading, the different factions and new locations, or even artifacts and artifact hunting. There's so much to say. But honestly, to me, Stalker has always been story and atmosphere first and foremost. The tactical stuff is important, yes, but it's always been second in my eyes. So I wanted to focus more on that today. I was reading Reddit this morning. I don't know why I do that. Watching people complain that there's not 27 different handguns or having tantrums because where are the 7.62 by 51 weapons or whatever, reeking of delusional Gamma fanboys. And don't get me wrong, Gamma is a masterpiece and I love the mod to death, but you boys need to chill. Stalker 2 is much more in line with the OG games than any mods you might have played, and it's a good thing. I absolutely love the old school vibes. Anyways, everything else is gonna be for a future video when I do a full review or some guides and tutorials. We'll see. Just don't be afraid to upgrade your stuff regularly at the mechanic. It's cheap and it really makes a difference, at least for weapons. That's all I'm going to say right now. I'm just gonna go back to play right now, I'm sorry. This is a good one. I was doing everything not to get too hype before the release, not to get disappointed, and so far the game has been blowing away all my expectation. Just needs some polishing and performance improvements, but we are so back. Okay, get out of here and go enjoy the game.